Rapid FM.
Good morning and welcome to the news at 6:30 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city. Today is Thursday, 8 February 2024. First, the headlines. Senate adjoins security briefing by service chiefs. Vice Chancellor Madobe Bisi of 4 speaks on Michael Okpara University of Agricultural Mudike students' protest. And on the foreign scene, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vows to continue Gaza war. I am Eval Edu. The news details shortly. Stay with us.
Every day, every story. If it matters to you, depend on our news team to bring you the latest.
Welcome back. Now on the news in full. Senate has adjourned the quizzing of service chiefs over insecurity to February 13, 2024 to accommodate everyone involved in the management of security in the country. The security chiefs who were present at the Senate chamber were billed to address the lawmaker on rising insecurity in the country today, but the decision to widen the briefing forced the Senate to shift it to a later date. The motion to adjourn the security briefing by the service chiefs was moved by the leader of the Senate, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, and was seconded by the minority leader of Senate, Senator Abba Moro. Senate President Godswill Akpabio, while approving the adjournment, noted that the Senate would like a holistic deliberation on insecurity.
The security chiefs to have interaction with us to brief us on the efforts being made to curb this resurgence, and at the same time give us the opportunity to also make our suggestions for the betterment of the country. So the clerk of the Senate has directed accordingly that you further invite the National Security Advisor, the Minister of Defense, the Minister of State Defense, the Minister of Police Affairs, the Minister of State Police Affairs, Minister of Interior, Minister of Finance, and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, in addition to the service chiefs who have honored the invitation of the Senate. Is it the view of the Senate that this be moved to Tuesday, the 13th day of February 2023? Those in support say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Minister of Environment Balarabi Lawal has called for teamwork and synergy among the staff of National Council on Climate Change in order to achieve the mandate. Lawal said this during his familiarization visit to the NCCC office in Abuja and emphasized that NCCC is a growing venture that must develop to meet its targets. Our correspondent Irene Okechukwu have more on these reports.
According to the Minister of Environment, the National Council on the Climate Change is a growing venture that must grow to get to its targets. He said he has seen the passion and commitment of President Bola Tinubu on issues concerning climate change and urged the ministry and the agencies to keep the momentum by trying as much as possible to keep in and support the President's renewed hope agenda on climate change.
We have to work together because whatever you're doing has relevance to what we are doing. Climate is central to whatever we are talking about. And climate affects virtually everything we are doing, particularly as the Minister of Environment. So that's why I feel that it's important for me to come here, see you, talk to you, and also try to solicit for your further support. Like I said, I've been receiving tremendous support and cooperation from the Director General. I've never had any cause to complain. Create leadership, which I think is the one that I'm talking to, must create the structure of team building. We must work as a team for us to achieve whatever mandate that has been assigned to us.
The minister further appealed to the members of staff of the National Council on Climate Change to understand the intricate workings of every facet within the ministry's purview, as well as the fundamental values of synergy, dedication, monitoring, punctuality, and teamwork to deliver on the Council's mandates. In his response, the Director General of the agency, Dr. Salisu Dahiru, assured the Minister of his unalloyed support towards achieving the ministry's mandate.
The National Council on Climate Change is barely a year and a half old now, and we've never seen any brighter day than today. And so I say this with all sense of humility. We're extremely excited, sir. We see this visit as something beyond just the physical. It is a visit to cement our bondage, our bond rather than bondage, and our connectivity.
Irene Okechukwu, Rapid FM News, Abuja.
Special thanks to Irene Okechukwu for that report. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, says the era of abandoning government projects has come to an end under the administration of President Bola Tinubu. Wike stated this during the flag-off ceremony of the construction of the Yangoji Sukuku Ebo Road, 11 km in Kwali Area Council of the FCT. Explaining the renewed hope slogan of President Tinubu, Wike said that having recognized that many Nigerians have lost hope in government, the president is all out to return hope to the people.
Supporting this, you know that it will work at the end of the day. The period of abandonment of project is over. No project will be abandoned under this administration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has mandated me and the Minister of State to take care of FCT. FCT people, this is your own turn to benefit. We will not be tired of coming to meet you from time to time. In fact, if there was any way to relocate and stay with you and understand how you feel, we will do it. Because after all, minister, you are minister for people. You must interact with your people. You must know what they feel, how things are hard for them.
New Commissioner of Police, Delta State Command, Abani Wanda Olufemi, has promised to make criminals uncomfortable in the state. Olufemi, who made the promise shortly after assuming office as the Commissioner of Police, Delta State Command, also promised to put in place existing security mechanism towards enthroning the reign of peace and safety of their lives and property at all times. He assured Deltans, residents and non-residents that the command under his watch will ensure that the state becomes uncomfortable for criminals.
The mandate of the Inspector General of Police is very, 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 very clear. His mandate is secure Nigerians, secure your place of deployment. So that's what we intend to do. We'll follow these individuals. I'll do a review. We'll do a review. I'm already working on it with my intelligence people. We'll serve you. But we'll serve you. We'll now also demand that you operate within the ambit of the law. If you must carry a tint, and you are required to have a permit, please kindly get your permit. Because if you pick up a Nigerian and say, where's your tint, and then you want to use that to extort, it will not, I repeat, mark my word, it will not be tolerated. We must learn to work within the ambit of the law.
5 pregnant girls have been rescued following a raid of a baby factory by security operatives at Umuya in Oyi local government area of Anambra State. Briefing journalists, the Commissioner for Health, Afam Obidike, said it was observed that the baby factory was functioning as a hospital, but it was a base for child trafficking. He said the facility was not registered with the Anambra State government, adding that the government has 7 nurses on duty, ran away.
We are here because the routine monitoring and the evaluation of accreditation of hospitals in the state. We are doing. We found that some hospitals that are not operational, that are not registered as operating in the state. So we decided to just see the doctor. Obviously, there is no doctor in the hospital, and the nurse, all the 7 nurses we saw a uniform. They locked us outside before they opened the gate. They followed the back door and ran away. 7 to 8 of them ran away. And some people we saw here, we found that we saw little girls here that are pregnant. Some of them ranging from 14, 15, 16, and 21 years pregnant and being camped up here.
The commissioner put the ages of the victims as 14 to 21, stressing that Governor Charles Soludo's administration is determined to tackle the menace. Commercial bus drivers under the aegis of Abia United Drivers who ply the Umuahia-Aba roads have staged a peaceful protest to the Abia State Government House, Umuahia, alleging illegal extortion and molestation from touts. While relating their complaints to Chief of Staff Abia State Government Caleb Ajagba, the spokesperson of the drivers' union said they have been happily paying their daily tax of 550 naira online as approved by the government until recently some group of persons claiming to be working for the government came up with the extortion and intimidation.
So I had to go like a buto bagara. Cabis know the drivers bidoro ya. Ana kwani ana doke fani. Ana na motor inike. I talk I ku. How about in the army? Ndama banana motor ani. Were ndị agburu. Ma ndị police nọ n'osioma. Owu go ofu, owu ga abo. Ana emanye ma ebere akwala. Ajide moto gi abịa kpọwara gị 150,000. Then kemere this time around. Ekwuri ha bawa. Anyị ma how many millions ha mefuru n'ọrụ ha pụtara. Ebe Chineke mere ebere. Bịa wetara anyị onye ndu na steeti ya. Because akwa anyị akọwala ya kemgbe. Over 26 years anyị na-eberisi akwa. Anyị bụ akwa buru moto anyị sị ka anyị nọchichi ụzọ. Jụọ gịnị nwoke a. Abịa akwụkwara anyị ndị amị. A ga-akwa anyị ihe n'elu ya. A ga-emebisikwa moto anyị at the end onwe ihe a ga-emete ya.
On his part, the Chief of Staff assured them that their complaints will be attended to by the Governor, Alex Oti, as the current Abia State government does not entertain the activities of towns.
In the new Abia, in the new transportation system in Abia State, there is no provision for the role of Aberos. Everything that has to be done has to be decently done. Yes. Various agencies have been set up, and you know that whatever money or revenue that accrues to the government must be paid into the coffers of the government account. Sure. Revenue collection. Make sure that you make your own contribution by paying what you're supposed to pay on a daily basis. And I want to let you know that as a very responsible and responsive government, we will not take this, your report, for granted.
Vice Chancellor Michael Okpara, University of Agriculture, Umudike, Mado BBC Ofo, has reacted to the protest staged by students of the university. Speaking during a media briefing, he said the biometric introduced by the administration is to solve several problems confronting the integrity of examination and service delivery to the graduates.
The biometric monitoring introduced by this administration is to solve several problems confronting the integrity of our examination and service delivery to our graduates. What led to it was incessant direct requests for statements of results, certificates and transcripts by graduates, and external bodies that had made the university notorious. My administration decided to confront this anomaly, provide relief to students, graduates, as well as parents and sponsors. So as far as biometric capture is concerned, we already have 16,259 entries, and out of these, 13,898 have paid their charges as at.
He stated that the school senate will be sitting today on its final decision following the suspension of school activities, revealing that the school's board's management has set up a panel to know the level of damages recorded as a result of the protest that was demonstrated by the students.
Well, it's still a subcommittee has started working on it from today. We are here to tell you. The way forward is that tomorrow the University Senate will meet, because it's a Senate matter. The University Senate will meet and look at what happened and then take decision on what to follow. So you and me today don't know what next, than just telling you that the Senate will meet tomorrow and we'll continue from there. So nobody should bring the military into this. And it's unfortunate that a staff of this university was talking so authoritatively about that. That is how they are used. The military didn't deploy here till about 6:37. That was equally forceful.
Following the no school fees, no examination policy, the Vice Chancellor had this to say.
No pay, no examination. Implementation of no registration, no examination is not a new policy. It has been here and in all normal universities across the world. It is an educational policy adopted even from kindergarten. We still have children in the kindergarten primary school. If you don't pay, they won't allow you. Many of the people who are holding tight to returning to campus to continue their academic engagement without paying have been owing through the year. The problem they have is its accumulation. It's not that they can't pay. Many of these students have used their money to pay. They have their money, they use to pay. And they've been doing that since October. Many of them, instead of paying the balance, they will go and print fake certificates. They will go and print fake remitter. We have had fake remitter here so that they can go to NYS.
On the foreign scene, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed went to continue a deadly offensive in the Gaza Strip until achieving a crushing victory against Hamas. Speaking at a news conference, Netanyahu said victory against the Gaza-based Palestinian group will come in a matter of months, not years, adding that he instructed the army to prepare for an offensive in Rafah in the southern Gaza Strip. Netanyahu's statement came shortly after talks with the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken on a proposed ceasefire in Gaza. More than 100 hostages were released during a week-long pause in fighting in November in exchange for 240 Palestinian prisoners. Israelis' attacks have killed more than 27,000 Palestinians, and about 85% of Gaza's population of 2.3 million has been displaced. In sports, Super Eagles of Nigeria will play host Cote d'Ivoire on Sundays in the final of the African Cup of Nations. Nigeria substitute Kelechi Iheanacho scored to give Nigeria a 4-2 penalty shootout victory over South Africa after an AFCON semi-final thriller in Bouake. Nigeria goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali, who plays for South African top flight club Chippa United, saved two shootouts from Tebo Mokoena and Evidence Makoba. Before we go, a recap of the top stories. Senate adjoins security briefing by service chiefs. Vice Chancellor Madawebesi Ofor speaks on Michael Okpara University of Agriculture on Modike students' protest. We also brought in a report that the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vows to continue Gaza war. And that's the news at 6:30 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM. For news coverage and eyewitness report, kindly send a message to our hotline on WhatsApp 0704-9220-965 or send an email to news@rbnradiotv.com. This bulletin was produced by Kingsley Owuka. My name is Eval Edu. Many thanks for listening. Good morning.